I'm at the point
Mm.
where my family car is like
Yeah.
starting to get a bit older, and I've reached
Yeah.
the point where I'm jealous of like guys with vans, and I've just seen what you're sat in, and like I really want a van, and I'm really jealous of your van, your setup.
Oh mate, it's not great. It's a tiny little van. It's full of tools in the back. It's not amazing.
What have you got?
I
Is what
It's
is
a
it?
little, it's like a little Peugeot van. The reason I got it is because I used to have a big transit van, like an older one, and I did a lot of trips into London and out. And you just get whacked with congestion charges on like
Mm,
bigger vans in London. So I got a smaller van, which is like I think it's Euro 6. So when you go into London, you don't
yeah,
get charged like congestion charges as much.
yeah,
So it's yeah, in that sort of sense. But if I was going to get a van, I'd probably be like like the crew cab vans. You get like the
yeah,
Ford Transit vans, which has
yeah, yeah,
got the
yeah.
seats in the back and you got a little
Yeah.
storage. Yeah, that's what you want.
Oh man, do you
That's
know
what you
that
want.
there's a VW one as well? Is it not a
Oh,
caddy?
yes, the caddy.
Is it the caddy? Yeah. So
Yes, the caddy ones.
every other person on the Isle of Man where I live has got one of them. So they're like everywhere. And I'm like, I'm seeing why now. Like I've got three
Yeah,
kids now. And now I'm thinking, fuck, like my Audi Q7, which is basically a tank, but it's falling apart
yeah.
now. And I'm like, oh, I could do a van. I'm at
Oh,
an age where I just love the idea of a van. Like
I
it's,
think a van's good though. I think the next thing I would get is probably a bigger van because I spoke to a friend of mine. He's a carpenter and
right.
he's got one of the crew cab ones. And he's like, but he got it through the business because he's like, you can write it off on tax because it's classed as a commercial vehicle. But because
Right.
there's extra seats, they don't really frown it because like I'm using it for work because there's still
Yeah, yeah,
storage in the
yeah.
back. So now you just got the whole family in
Um,
there. So yeah.
Oh, amazing. Oh, that's it's definitely something this year that I'm going to look at. Um, but Gerard, thank you for coming on the
Yeah.
show.
Oh
Um,
no, thank you for having me.
I've been wanting you on for ages because you provide. I mean, we've talked about it a million times in the past privately, but the service that you provide and what you do for the gyms is like it's one of those where it's absolutely essential. It's just owners like neglect it. They don't keep on top of things. They get a bit complacent. All these lifetime
Mm.
warranties and like brands saying this is an amazing bit of kit. You'll never have to do anything with it. I think a lot of coaches and gym owners fall into the trap of just like neglecting their kit. Um,
Yeah.
and one thing that you do, so the way that I see it here is
Yeah.
you serve three roles.
Yeah.
Firstly, and the most obvious for people online is your social media account. I'll bring that up
Hmm.
in a bit. But the videos that you put together and you provide are really, really cool because you don't have to do that. You don't earn money
No.
from that. It's something
No.
that it goes to show that you want people's gyms to be better for the sake of them being better. Like it's not,
Yeah.
it's not for your benefit that those videos are being made, which is really, really cool because I've used a couple of them and you
Yeah.
know that. Like I've ended up
Yeah.
using a few of your videos, which is great.
Yeah.
So thanks to them. Secondly, obviously the service that you provide. So we'll talk about that in a bit. But
Hmm.
thirdly, as well, and this is something that you probably think about, but other people don't, is that you
Hmm.
travel around the UK going from box to box, event to box to box to event to gym to box to you see all of these different styles of gyms, you see the way they operate, you see the coaching, you sit in the corner whilst the training's going on and you're sort of observing and you're listening in and you see the way that people are and the environments. So you're a bit of a traveler in that sense. Like you go to these different gyms and you've probably got a lot of valuable information and insight into a lot of the CrossFit gyms around the UK that others don't get to have.
Yeah, I think that's the nice bit though. Like I've always like I don't know if I've mentioned it to you before, but I left the military about a year and a half ago. And
Mm,
obviously I left on the premise to buy an affiliate. I was coaching with this affiliate for like 8 years, and the owner kind of just wanted to get rid. He just had enough of it. Um, Obviously the whole thing fell through. I wouldn't go too much into that, but the whole thing fell through, and that's kind of like how this came to be. Like I used to service all these kit. I used to do the kits in the military and stuff. Um, and this is kind of like how my business now came to be. And like you said, like I've always wanted to see loads of different CrossFit affiliates. Like I enjoy doing the affiliates the most, in all honesty. Like that's the
Mm.
gyms I enjoy doing the most. But yeah, I do see so many affiliates, and there's some amazing affiliates out in the UK that I get to see.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What do you, is there one, obviously you're going to have a bit of bias here, I reckon.
yeah, go on.
Is there one thing that the best gyms all have in common that you see?
If I have to draw a correlation between like the best gyms I've been to, I normally in that I don't know, maybe I'll phrase it different. Like it's almost like some of the gyms I go to, which is if they got all their ducks in a row and everything's lined up, their coaching's good, like their member experience is good. You normally find those are the gyms that obviously get their kit serviced as well, because they got everything kind of so dialed in. They know like the time that they potentially spend 2.5, 3 days sorting their equipment out, that time could be more valuable spent somewhere else. That's kind of like the common trend I've seen like across gyms I've been to, like especially like affiliates, I would say. If they have everything dialed in, they kind of just get someone in to service their kit and look after their kit, because they can do better things with that time than actually servicing the kit. That's kind of like the common trend I've seen in that sort of sense.
Yeah. And so of the gyms that you go to and service, as a rough guide, how much of a percent do you think is CrossFit gyms and how much is like other types of gyms?
I can say affiliate, like CrossFit gyms, probably say about 30 or 40% of my work is really from them. A lot of, I would say functional fitness gyms is one as well. Obviously not affiliates in a general sense of things, but I would say about 40%. It's just, there's quite a few of us that do what I do across the UK, like dotted all over the place. And, sometimes it is a bit of like looking at quotes from everyone to kind of see what works better for your gym, which is absolutely fine. You just, sometimes, and I appreciate that, because I know CrossFit gyms is like small businesses in the end. They don't have like a commercial gym, like substantial amount of money just to throw at stuff. So they kind of do have to like budget and look where money can be spent, which is, it's completely understandable.
Yeah. But I think, so one question I was going to ask about that is there a difference that you notice between the affiliate owners and the other styles of gyms? Like, I'm thinking here, is there an identity behind the gyms that you will speak to? So let's say, I don't know if you do them, but this is just general speaking. If there's a David Lloyd gym that you go and service at in Manchester, right? And then there's Train or 3D down the road that you also manage and you go to and service. Is there like a difference in the way that you are able to deal as a business between CrossFit gyms and other gyms? So would you have someone that you speak to regularly at a CrossFit gym as opposed to like an email?
I think, as a commercial gym is very like, I feel like the CrossFit gyms is more personal. They like way more personal, because I get to kind of, I would say every CrossFit gym I've been to, I've met an owner, I've met an affiliate owner, and they kind of, they're normally there to kind of like see what I'm doing. And then they'll ask questions. They're like, if this happens, or, how can I sort this out? Because in the end of the day, like, they would want to know what's kind of going on as well. Where I think normally a commercial gym is like, I speak to a manager or a coach, and they're not really interested in what I'm doing. It's just they just want the kit back, because for them it's like it's all about a numbers game. It's they got 1,000 members running for the gym. If something's down, it's like people complaining they want to work in again. Where I think CrossFit gyms are way more intimate. Like, it's not that I just deal with the coach, or I deal with, and it's normally you'll have like coaches or a head coach reach out to me and get a quote, and then before you know it, I'm dealing with the owner. Then it's the owner kind of like back and forth with the owner, and that's the nice bit. It's kind of it's the more intimate thing, and you know, I feel more when I go to like CrossFit gyms, I feel more like, you know, I would like to give you as much as I can to kind of
Yeah.
help yourself out of a sticky situation, you know, instead
Mm.
of, and I always say, if you got any issues, give me a call. I'm more than happy to help you with the phone or send you some videos or in that
Yeah.
sort of sense.
That I think, because I back in the day when I had my affiliates, I had a
Yeah.
guy came and serviced and did a thing. He was a local guy from the barracks in Windsor, because my
Okay.
my two gyms are in Windsor. So the
Yeah.
lifeguards were there, and I had a guy that came in, Lee, who used to be still serving officer, which I'll come to you in a minute.
Yeah.
I'll ask you about that. But I think what it is that before guys like yourself come to the gym, I
Mhm.
think the Globo gyms and the commercial gyms, they already understand the value that you have. That's built into their system. Then
Yeah.
when you come to the gym, it's more transactional. It's like, right, go to work and do your thing. Whereas with affiliate owners and CrossFit gym owners, I think there's maybe a lack of understanding of value before you get there. And then when you're at the gym, there's a light bulb in their head and they go, oh shit, like this is valuable. This is something that I really need to keep on top of.
Mhm.
I think there's a difference in approach to that, which I find quite interesting because I spoke to Daniel Chaffee a little while ago, and he did work in the commercial gym industry before
Yeah.
he opened Louvre and went in. And from everything that he was saying, it came abundantly clear that that's a big differentiator between our gyms and the more commercial gyms. The
Yeah.
value set is with commercial gyms, people go into that understanding the value of what they're going to
Yeah.
get, and then they lose value over time when they're at the gym. Whereas with CrossFit gyms, with service providers, with brands, with memberships, with
Yeah.
coaches, the value isn't necessarily there before they walk in, but then we get the value when we've walked in. So it actually
Yeah.
increases our value when we go in.
Yes.
And I think that is where the whole media and advertising side of CrossFit suffers, because we can't really portray the value very well before we go in the gym, because our value
Yeah.
is emotional and it's connection, whereas commercial gyms, it's geared mostly around aesthetics and the way you look, so people get that before they work in.
That,
So
yeah. Like, it's very interesting you saying that, because, you know, like, it's same in the CrossFit gyms. Like you do say, it's very hard to kind, you know, especially for me, like, I feel like because CrossFit affiliate owners is very do it yourself, and it's always been like that. You set yourself up, you know, you kind of make do with what you have. You kind of, you know, deliver with, it's very like, oh, I'll do that myself, or I'll do this myself. And I think we completely like different to like your Globo gym. We are. And because they like got that sort of mindset behind them, they go like, oh, I'll just do that myself. I'll just sort my kit out myself, which is awesome in the beginning when you maybe have like, you know, 30 or 40 members. But when your gym starts growing and you got like 100, 200 plus, you know, that time soon's go and it's just gone. But yeah, that's interesting you saying that.
and also when you first start, assuming that you bought your kit from Concept 2, I'm just using them as an example, they're going to be pretty user friendly for
Yeah.
the first year or so, and then when the dust comes in, the
Oh yeah.
chain gets rattly, like, you know.
It's interesting. Concept 2 is an interesting one because I've had
Right.
so many issues with equipment, and you reach out to them. I got a guy I speak to at Concept 2, like really nice guy, and he's like, "Oh, we've never had that happen." I was like, "Yeah, but most of your equipment is sitting in a warehouse, or they're brand new. These things are get absolutely rattled on the gym floors, and then when they break, it's like you don't see that because you guys aren't really in the gyms to see that."
No.
But yeah,
There's another theme. They're not in the gyms. We need people to be in our gyms to understand what's going on.
yeah, they not.
Um,
So
but all right, here's a question: Have you
go
had a
for it.
play around with the Rogue kit yet? Especially
Uh,
new skier.
I have. I haven't had hands on the ski egg. I can't imagine it feels much different than the Concept 2 one. I've been on the Rogue
Yeah,
rowers I've been on.
yeah.
If I was to blindfold you and stick you in a Rogue Echo row, you would know no different. It feels
Right.
exactly the same. Yeah, it's they're a little bit harder to work on than the Concept 2 ones.
Right.
Purely from a point of fact that it doesn't split and come apart like a Concept 2 rower. So
You mean like fold out?
like they built like a tank, and they're really robust and solid, which is amazing. But from a point of like changing a shock cord or something on them, it's a nightmare.
Right.
So yeah, in that sense.
I had a quick go on one. I went to one of the community workouts at Rogue that Inga coached with Rich. And I did enjoy it. I felt like I was sat up a little bit higher off the floor, maybe.
Yeah.
And I felt like, because we had over rower burpees, and those burpees felt a lot harder than normal. So yeah, going higher.
Yeah.
I had a quick go on one of the skiers as well at Rogue.
Yeah.
And what I liked about it was the base was wider. So the foot panel. So yeah, because I'm quite a wide stance. Like when I lift, squat, deadlift, I'm a wide stance guy because my hips and femurs. And on the ski erg, normally on the Concept, I have my toes just behind the foot plate to the right, not off the foot plate, but behind the arms coming down.
Yeah.
Whereas on the Rogue one, my feet were a little bit further forward because I could fit them in there, so that the positioning felt completely different, and the arms were wider. Cool. And the other thing that I love is they've got hooks down near the monitor where you just put the handles down, so they're further down. So they hook down here, so you don't let them go, and they're not at the top, so they don't hang around up here. There's tiny little holders next to the screen, and so you just hook them in there. So they stay down here. So if you've got kids or wheelchair users or whoever, they're right there in front of them, and they come as standard, which was really cool.
On that, let me tell you, like, you know, there's little hooks. So Concept 2 got those little hooks you can buy as well by the screen. You can hook the handles in. Right. They're a great tool for, like you said, adaptive athletes to use when you train, but you don't want to leave your handles at the bottom. Right. Because when you pull them down, you put your shock cord under stress on the inside. You got to think, you now pull the handles down, the shock cord wheels around the spool. So if you leave them at the bottom, it stretches your shock cord out.
Right. Okay. So interesting. And that's the green.
Yeah, that's the that you don't want to hook your handles in and leave them there overnight.
Right. Interesting. That's a good point, because I think a lot of people will be doing that. On the Rogue one.
So yeah, like I've seen loads of gyms, they get them and they're like, oh, we'll store the handles like this, and it's like you can store them like that, but you're only going to replace your shock cords every year.
You know, good to know. Yeah. Oh, we can clip that. Cool. So, Jared, I want to go back to like you, right? So, if you don't mind, obviously you've got a bit of a Safa accent, right? So,
everyone's sitting. Fair one.
Yeah. I can hear it. It's subtle, but it's there.
Yeah.
But so on the Isle of Man where I live, there's a population of 85,000 people.
Yeah.
11,000 of those are South African born people that came over on a visa.
Bloody hell. Fair one.
So in the early 90s, for reasons you'll probably understand, there was a visa system put in place for South Africans to come over to work in the gaming industry. Because in that year, the gaming industry, because it's a tax haven on the Isle of Man, all the gaming systems and online companies set up businesses over here for corporation tax or zero.
Right, okay. Yeah.
So the South African government set up a visa. And because of that, out of 85,000 people now, we've got 11,000 South Africans.
Oh, wow.
So loads of our, like all five of the CrossFit gyms on the island, we're inundated with South Africans, because as we know, South Africans love their rugby and their CrossFit. It's just part and parcel, and the bride, you know?
Yeah.
So tell me about, if you don't mind, just tell me about, like, you know, where you were born and how you came to the UK, that kind of thing.
So born in 1990, so I'm 36 this year.
Great age.
First year as a master competitor in the CrossFit Open, which probably doesn't mean much at all.
Hell yeah.
So so I came over in 2012. So obviously, born in South Africa and then finished my school and stuff there. And I always wanted to join the military. Like what I wanted to do. Spoke to my parents and stuff, and my dad was like, you know, if you want to join the military, why don't you maybe try and join the British military at that point? He's like, because there was like a thing because we're Commonwealth, we could come over and obviously apply and join. So I did that. Came over, and then I was supposed to join a bit earlier. I wanted to join to deploy to
Yeah.
Afghan, but I missed that
Right.
just because something. So my intake was late, and then I had to wait another year, and then obviously I went in 2013, end of 2013. I went into the military, and
Cool.
then I did my 11 years. I got out in 2024. 2024, I got out. Yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you for your service.
Oh no, thank you.
Um,
Yes, my pleasure.
where were you based?
Where am I based now?
No, where were you when you were in the
Oh,
army?
I did. I finished my training, and I was based in Germany for about 2 years, and
Right.
then we moved from Germany to Robertson Barracks in Norfolk. That's kind of like where I
Okay.
saw my service out. So I was
Cool.
there for about 9 years.
Right. And so that was 2013 onwards till 2024.
Yeah,
During your time in the army, was there much
yeah.
exposure to CrossFit or CrossFit style training, obviously?
That came in, I would say, in 20. It might be 16 or 17, because I think I did my PTI course in 2017.
Okay.
And I think it was 16. Yeah, at 16, it started becoming like they call it like British Army Warrior Fitness.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
were they were very, very like kicking against that being associated with CrossFit, even
Mm,
though everyone, all they were doing, they were doing CrossFit workouts, like, but they just didn't want to call it we doing CrossFit.
yeah.
And then Charlotte Spence was like a big
Yeah.
like advocate for it. So she was the only one in the military that did, like, she's done really well. So
Yes.
because she was PT core and she started doing really well in CrossFit, there was kind of like more of like a lean towards it. And then when they brought out, I don't know what year it was, but they brought out that you can affiliate your military gym for
Mm,
free as long as it's non-profit. I know loads of gyms in the military ended up doing that. Like they would
mm.
send someone to do an L1, and then they would have like a CrossFit gym inside the military camps.
Yeah.
But as a training methodology, it's probably the best thing you can do to prepare for the military or while you're in the military.
Mm. Yeah. No, for sure. Like I said earlier, the gym so my second gym, the one that I purchased,
Yeah,
was in Windsor, which is about a mile
yeah,
away from my first gym. And the lifeguards and the Queens, obviously the Queens Brigade, they're in Windsor
yeah,
in the barracks there, and we had quite a lot of the lads come down from there. And I remember a couple of years in, so end of 2016, I bought the second one.
yeah,
I think it was around 2 years later, so it'd have been 2018. They
yeah.
affiliated the
Oh,
gym at the barracks.
yeah,
So obviously we lost a couple of the guys there that would solely train
yeah,
there. But the value in the coaching and the community they felt part of, a lot of them sustained, and carried on continuing at the gym we're at. But I remember that distinctly happening, because I also
yeah.
remember there was the gym within 5 square miles of Windsor. There was 6 CrossFit affiliates. We had a relatively good.
Jeez.
Yeah, we had a relatively good working relationship. So there was CrossFit
Yeah.
Slough, CrossFit Maidenhead, Eton, Windsor,
Wow.
Ascot, Camberley, Basingstoke.
Wow.
Um, so Aldershot, that was quite a big one. Obviously, you got a massive barracks there. So
Yeah.
Aldershot was a big CrossFit gym run by a military guy. That was
Yeah.
actually on an old, was it 1664? There was a name of the barracks gym there, which was run, but it wasn't
I,
officially on the barracks. But yeah,
I think there was I think, I don't know if they're still around, like CrossFit Esprit de Corps.
yes,
I
yeah,
think
Esprit de Corps, yeah.
so. I think he's an ex core man, PT core block guy that obviously owns that
Mm,
gym. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It was it. Do you know? It's one of those things where it's like I think back at the time, and we had such a, but like there was within. If you expand it ever so slightly to 10 square miles, we must have had about 50 affiliates in
Jeez,
that small
that's
10
crazy.
square mile. But it was so densely populated, and the gyms were wildly different. Like, and you must see
That's
this when you
great.
travel around. Like
Oh
they do
yeah.
the same thing, but they're run completely differently, and the theme and the atmosphere and the memberships and everything like that. And
Yeah. I don't think there's no one CrossFit gym that's the same. They're all unique in their own way.
mm,
Like, I think we'll be like a Globo gym if everyone was the same. I think it would be like a Snap Fitness, it
yeah,
would just be really boring.
but that
Um,
went. that used to go hand in hand with the t-shirts. You used to do a drop in, and the way that you would pay for your drop in would be you'd buy one of the t-shirts. And you look at the old school like CrossFit gyms, like the one I'm at now, 2012. Across the side, there's like the pallets with all the folded t-shirts, and there must be like 50 t-shirts of drop-ins, and where the owners went. That was such a unique, cool thing to those gyms. Like you go to 3D or Train or my old gyms, we made it intentional. One of the walls was t-shirts from like other boxes that have dropped in, or the owners or coaches have dropped away and they've bought them back a t-shirt. It was a unique thing that we had to us. And I remember distinctly, I went to do my L1 in Stockholm, and I dropped in at Nordic. I don't know if anyone listening or yourself, Joe, has had the chance to go to Stockholm and go to the gyms there. But obviously they were the first adopters of CrossFit in Europe. And Nordic, they've moved now, but they were just off the high street in Stockholm, and you go in, and there's obviously, because it's in Sweden, there's a shoe aisle where obviously snowshoes with boots would get put, and then there was like a platform after that where you put your gym shoes on, and then the entrance to the gym.
Oh, wow.
So it's like this big, there's this really long hallway before you even go anywhere near. It must have been 20 meters long, and the whole of that hallway was t-shirts. Like from the beginning, right at the beginning.
That is really cool.
Because it was like the mecca of European CrossFit. And then you had the games teams, and then the medals, and then Annie's stuff, and that random bits and pieces from the teams. But it really hit me at that point, because we'd started doing it at my gym that I was at. And then I went there and I was like, oh, this is a thing that we do. Like, this is cool. This is unique. This is like, that person's been here. That person's been here. That's gym. And it's really just a nice, cool concept. And it's something that I don't really see in the newer gyms. I don't really see that kind of t-shirt thing.
No, you don't. Like you say that, like some of the older gyms, I think gyms that's been around for like 8 to 10 years, I still see a lot of that. Like I know I've done work for Dunks at Solent in Southampton. And he's one of these gyms. He's got loads, like on the one side. I think I've seen some in CrossFit Wrexham as well in Wales, like loads of that. Mercia was last week. He's got loads of t-shirts up, like old school t-shirts, which is amazing. And I try to do that when I go to the affiliates. I try to buy a t-shirt if they have them. I got loads from all the affiliates I've been to. I don't really wear them. It's just kind of like nice to have. It is that little bit of like, I think it's maybe just, the CrossFitter in me, because when I go to a new gym, I kind of like, oh, I want a t-shirt, that,
So and some of that's gone towards like the badges, like the gym, the badges on your backpack or your Bergen badges. But they're pretty cool. I've started collecting them. And my friend Steve at Defiant, he makes those, and he does those for gyms.
Oh, shout out to Defiant. He's sorted me out some t-shirts. So he got me some printing stuff done. And
the man that
little
keeps on
hat.
giving. Oh, look at this.
No, a little cool little hat.
That's well smart.
Yeah. Like I saw it on his story, and he was like, I was like, oh, I'll have one of them. And he's like, oh yeah, cool. So he done me some shirts and a hat. It's pretty cool.
Amazing. He's a good guy. One of the best. So you left the military in 2024, did you say?
Yeah, 24, yeah.
After that, you want to you want to buy the affiliate. That was the plan that you said earlier. That was what you wanted to do.
That was the plan, yeah.
Obviously that didn't come to fruition, like you said. Now, talk me through the play that you went into what you're doing now. So with obviously with Elite Gym Maintenance.
Yeah.
Was that based on skills that you had built up and learned in the armed forces?
Not just in the armed forces. So growing up, I always helped my dad build cars. So we used to like tinker on cars and build engines. So I've always had I had like a very technical background anyway. So I'm not very academic whatsoever. Technically wise, I can work my way around stuff and find my way around stuff. And so anyway, left the military. Obviously, the gym fell through, and I was like in a little bit of a complete flat spin, because I didn't really know what I was going to do. Like, obviously, there's bills to pay and stuff like that. Probably a bit of my fault, because I had all my eggs in one basket, and I was like, this affiliate's going to be the thing. This is going to be what I'm going to do. And luckily, my partner, she was at so she's a goldsmith by trade. So she went to networking event. And
Right.
she met a guy there, which is ex-military, but he's a business coach, like really, really good business coach. Like he ranks top in the UK. And she's like, he's willing to help you for free. He's willing to listen and, come up with a plan of, what you could do. So I just booked a meeting with him. We sat down and he was like, well, you've worked in gyms, you've worked there for 8 years. And he's like, well, what can you do? And I was like, well, technically minded. I was like, I've always serviced the kit in this gym for the last 8 years. And he's like, well, there you go. There's a business idea. And he's like, so we'll set it up. We'll set up a website. We'll get you on socials and get a brand going. And you just have to knuckle down and do the work. And that's kind of like where I went. Is he just kind of like helped me, and because I had no business head on me whatsoever, I didn't know how to run a business or anything. So he kind of taught me the business side of stuff, and he's like, I can teach you that if you can do the work. And the ball just kept rolling and rolling and rolling, and then eventually now it's kind of self-sustainable. I'm getting way more inquiries at a point that I can deal with. So I'm at a point now where I need to look at obviously growing, as otherwise I stay where I am and just do it all myself, or I look and taking someone with me on.
What an incredible point to be at.
Yeah, it's scary at times because sometimes I feel so overwhelmed. Like, when I got an inbox sitting of 13, 14 emails to deal with and messages and, but yeah, it's good. It's a good feeling. It's kind of the next step now to kind of look where I want to go from.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so it's 2024. You've spoken to the business coach. You've set up your business. You've bought your van. Oh, you disappear. I think you might have had a call come through. It's probably because you're so busy. You're so popular. Right, until Gerard comes back. Jake, you would tell me the workout, Augustus. What is this workout? Hello, mate. Hey there.
Sorry, mate. Right. I don't know what happened over there. I think someone tried to call me.
Yeah, sometimes you get a call. Also good. Yeah, so 2024, you've spoken to your business coach. You've bought your van that was a bit too big at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before you got a smaller Peugeot. How do you start? Do you email? Do you reach out? Do you cold call? Do you go to gyms?
So we when we started, we did like a lot of like research and kind of look what people are searching for. Almost like before we just kind of like just go for it. We looked at like what people are looking for, like what keywords are they searching for and stuff. So we kind of modeled the name of the business off that. Like people were not searching for, they were searching for gym maintenance really. So that's kind of like why the business is called like Elite Gym Maintenance. I literally sat down, and I know this is like probably like a little bit naughty and you're probably not supposed to do this, but I'll tell it anyway. So I went on the CrossFit affiliate, the CrossFit website. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I went on all the affiliates, and the really cool thing is if you go on affiliates, it gives you all the affiliates by country. And if you click on them, it puts you straight to their webpage as well. So I've literally created a spreadsheet with all the CrossFit affiliates in the UK. And I started at the top and I just emailed. Brilliant. From one email to another. And then I put them all in regions, and I just started from the top and I just worked my way through them. And then, like the big thing for me was social media. So as I would start getting jobs in, I would grab content, I would put stuff together, I put it out on social media, and I would just that was kind of like the churning mechanism really. And from putting out socials, tagging gyms, they sharing the stuff. And that's just kind of like how the ball naturally started rolling really.
It's publicly available information.
It is. Yeah.
and also you touch on a really good. Oh, you're getting another call. Is it me that's leaving? Hello.
What is it going on?
The signal issue?
I sound really weird. I sound like I've took some helium in.
Not sure. You've got a black screen. Hang on.
Oh, hold on.
Augustus.
Like my audio sounds really weird.
All right. It could well be me. Augustus, can you?
Can I go out and come back in?
Yeah, do that, mate. Do that. Yes. Can you guys hear me all right? At the moment. Let me know. I rely on feedback. Yeah, I got your workout, Augustus. 22 o'clock, 40 burpees. No. Okay, cool. I sound all right. 22 o'clock, 40 burpees, and then remaining time in AMRAP. So 40 burpees. I'm assuming because it's a 22-minute clock, you're assumed to have 20 minutes for this AMRAP. 90 bench press. That is nuts.
Think I'm back in. There you go.
There we go. Hello, sir.
So
I was
weird.
just going for a workout that looks amazing, except some burpees.
Go on then.
So yeah, but yeah, so you've touched on a really good point there, right? Is that we think about being affiliates and the affiliation as fine for referrals, so that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But what it also serves as is a portal for businesses like yours to be able to get in contact for your service. If you aren't an affiliate, you're not on that website.
No.
People like yourself wouldn't be able to necessarily find all of you under one roof. So that's another, aspect of why being affiliated is a really good thing. So yeah, so you get in contact with them. You got your Excel spreadsheet. You build on that, and you contact them, and you build from there, which is cool. I'll let you into a little secret.
Go for it.
When I first started the show, I did the same thing. So to give myself, before I started this show, the month before, I was doing a bit of research, and I still do to this day. I will pick a country and I will just go onto the affiliate map and I will zoom in, look at towns and cities and just look at the gyms there, and then follow through to their website, have a look at their website, have a look at their Instagram account, see if they've got any systems that look cool and operate them, and then message them and see if they want to come on, which is a nice way of doing it. And that, the affiliate map's there for a reason, not just for
100%.
drop-ins to come in.
No.
So, all right, here's a question then. So we'll come back to you in a minute.
Yeah.
What can CrossFit gyms, because that's who I'm interested in and predominantly, what can CrossFit gyms in the UK do better from your perspective? What aren't we doing that we can do?
I would just say try and keep equipment cleaner. I know that's sometimes really hard, because most equipment break because they're dirty, in all honesty. It's all that, the build up on the inside, and it's, simple things you can do is just make sure the chains are lubricated on the rowers, make sure the rowers are clean, make sure the grids are clean. And that goes for your ski ergs. If your equipment's clean, they generally last longer. Like I probably say 60% of all the work I do is spend cleaning equipment. And that is just I think if you can get into a habit of I know members are always trying to get out as quick as they can, but giving it a quick wipe down when they're done, right? And that's hard to say, like getting it done than actually like convincing people to do it. But just, keeping equipment clean is so important, and it'll just last so much longer. Yeah. And I think the biggest thing I've seen as well, especially an affiliate, if something breaks, it's not always necessarily, you forget about it. So something breaks and then people forget about it. So what I've started doing last year, probably about halfway through the year, I started assetting, so when I service equipment, I'll put a little QR sticker on it. This is all included in the service. It doesn't cost anything extra. So I'll kind of scan it. I'll put your rower on a form. It'll tell you when it was serviced. If something breaks, you can encourage members just to scan the QR code and report the fault. I'll get an email saying, the screen's not working or the chain's broken, I can just then email the owner and say, oh, listen, this rower has just been reported as broken. Do you know about it? And then sometimes they
Wow.
don't. And I say, and then I can go ahead and obviously go order a chain. If it's like a droopy handle on a ski erg, I can then just send them a video, like pop out the side tunnels, you know. It's the little bit of extra, which I think obviously goes a long way.
Yeah. Oh man, that is an incredible extra, you know, addition to your service, which is incredible. There's nothing unsexier in a gym than a floppy ski erg handle, is there?
I know, yeah.
Like,
And they're
just
so
like,
common as well.
And there's like a
You
couple
know?
of inches of white rope there, and it's just like
Yeah, that's
dangling.
it.
Ugh.
You know, and it's such a, like I said, I feel like that's, you know, to go out to a gym and just repair that. I sometimes feel like a little bit like, it's like, you know, like I'm charging you just to come and do this. It's like, this is why, like I said to you, I've made those videos. Like, just take the cover off. It's something you can do yourself.
Yeah.
And I think gym owners, especially like CrossFit affiliate owners, they appreciate that because, you know, now you got to pay someone again to come out and sort this out, which some of the gym owners are like really clued up. Like I've had some owners, they don't even like call me, they just sort them out themselves because they've done it so many times. But yeah, that's just newer gyms is mostly like if they've never done it, I'll always otherwise show them when I'm there or I'll send them a video.
Are the C2 machines easier to work on the Rogue machines in your experience?
100%. 100%. Like I think like the mechanisms are the same on the Rogue ones. The chains are the same. It's just from an ease of working on it, the C2 ones are easier because it comes apart. Where the Rogue one, you can get to the part, but it just takes so much longer to take it apart. So you end up, I think when I did it, I end up having the Rogue like folded out so it stands like in a triangle. And then I kind of sit underneath it and kind of work underneath it. It's just difficult to work on. So,
yeah, I think there's something about the simplicity of the C2 machines that I enjoy. I don't particularly enjoy the seat on the bike, but that's just because I've, you know, that's my fault for having such a muscular buttock. But yeah, so here's a question from Augustus. Is your pricing structure the same for all gyms, or do you change it based on who they are and what the job is?
No, I charge by hour. Like so like it doesn't matter. Like on average, it takes about half an hour to 40 minutes to do an erg. That's from start to finish. Sometimes quicker if it's like nothing major wrong with it. But sometimes, like, which I've learned early on, you know, because I used to price per piece of equipment. And then you get to potentially say a ski erg that you need to replace the bearings. You need to, obviously, you can't get the shaft out. So that half an hour, 40 minutes soon turns to an hour and a half, you know?
Yeah.
So it's, so normally the prices I give is an estimate. So, you know, say for example, I'll tell you it's £1,000. But, you know, that £1,000 could potentially be 800 quid when I'm done because I might have not taken all that time that I've actually quoted for. So, you know, as soon as I clock in, I just go off time. I just don't go off per piece of equipment. It just works better.
Cool.
Barbell Rescue. Great brush. Great shout out. Yeah.
So these things, now this isn't in here, this is an empty box because our one's at the gym. And honestly, I've got everyone using it. Now, initially, like you saw with the Rogue thing, it is a tool for a bit of humor as well, right? Because of the nature
100%,
of how you use it, right? But that's built in. That's part of the charm of it. But honestly, the difference it's made to our barbells in the 3 months, about 3-ish months that we've had it, it just sits with the barbells.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know what it looks like, it's a clasp. It shuts around the bar. It's got like real stiff nylon. Would it be nylon, I guess?
Yeah, it's got nylon bristles on the inside. Yeah.
Yeah. And you basically just run it up and down the bar.
Like,
and
that movement, yeah.
Yeah, and it really, really, really works, honestly. And all you need to do is just to get people to clean it now. And if you're frightened of to do that, just wait till the gym's closed, turn off the lights, put on some soothing music, and then just go to town on it. But they're really, really cool. And how much do you charge for those? On that, have you still got stock on the website?
Yeah, I still have stock of him. Obviously, if I don't have stock, I'll order just stock from the States. The guy that owns it, he's a guy from America. So I know there's one other company that stocks it, but I think a £55. £55.
Right. Okay. Honestly, the difference that has made.
It's a really good tool to, like, the biggest thing in gyms is obviously, especially bars as well, is if you don't keep the chalk off them, they just rust.
Yeah. There we go.
And as such, I think it's 50. I don't know, probably.
They're £50 bargain.
Oh, there you go, £50.
There you go. And so that's how they latch on. And then we've got that, and then they wrap on. And then, funny enough, there's no video or image of people using it. But
there's a video on my Instagram of my box owner using it, and that thing went viral. Absolutely great.
Did it? Oh, amazing.
Yeah,
that's good to know.
Yeah.
Excellent. Let me zoom in. So yeah, I do love jerking a bar. It's tough when the shaft gets stuck. Yeah, always is.
Oh,
I hate
yeah.
that when that happens. Those CrossFit puns, eh? Love a double entendre. So that is an example of a tool that you can supply to gym owners and affiliate and coaches and to the gym experience. That it is a very obvious, quick tool. It takes 20 seconds, less than that.
Yeah.
10
Easy,
seconds after you've used the bar, get rid of the chalk. And do you know where I used one a couple of weeks ago? Powerlifting event. So spit on it and then try again. Yeah. Between the attempts on the deadlifts, obviously long socks because of blood sharing and sanitation. But we've started using one of them at the local competitions, and it makes life a million times quicker. You literally just run on the platform, quickly give it a good go at, and then you're ready to go, rather than all the hassle of a wire brush and then it's slipping and fingers going missing and all that kind of stuff. The only thing it doesn't do is clean up the piss on the floor from when the women come out to do heavy deadlifts.
I can't help you with that one, to be honest.
No.
maybe what do you call those pads you put down for the dogs?
Oh,
yeah.
There
you go, you can use some of them.
Yeah, and in no way are we calling women dogs, by the way.
No.
Although I saw one bloke do the same thing at a powerlifting probably 6 months ago. So in September time, there was the guy that pissed himself on the platform. But he was in sumo. Okay. He was in sumo, so he can go and shove it. I can't stand it. The way that powerlifting's gone with like the bench setup and sumo squat, sumo deadlifting and stuff like that. It's lost its charm a little bit for me. All the setup. There was this woman on the weekend doing a setup, and it's within the rules. It's part of the sport now. It's great, but it's now become a competition about who can lift the widest and who's got the most mobile spine. It's like the range of movement is like a few inches now.
That sounds crazy.
Fucking nut. Anyway, enough about that. So we talked a little while ago. Obviously, you're hopefully coming to Coaches Congress in Twickenham in October.
No, I've confirmed with Heinrich. I've got the spot.
Hell yeah!
He did.
Amazing.
I think he did say to me there was another company that wanted it last year. They didn't take it. But awesome guy to speak to. And he said, if you want it, we won't get anyone else on that's kind of doing the same thing you're doing. So I said, I'll have it.
Amazing. Henrik and Heather that run the Coaches Congress and Pair, obviously, but Henrik and Heather are just like, they're diamonds. They're like angels in our industry. They're people that fly under the radar. They don't want to be known. They don't want to be talked about, but they are the kindest, most giving people you'll find, and they bring in everyone together, from Rich Froning to coaches at fucking CrossFit Tweedbank, like all around the globe. They're bringing it all together and they're making it special and up in the game with everyone and bringing it. It's an amazing event. And if anyone listening to this is umming and ahhing about going one, just book a ticket and go. You know, it's incredible, and you'll be surrounded by people that just sing from the same hymn sheet. But anyway, so Coach Strong, you go in there in Twickenham. We talked a little while ago about your goals for your business. Now, you touched on it a while ago about being in a position where you kind of want to, you may be at the point where you're thinking about, like, you know, employing someone else or you know, growing the business. Long term for you, is that where you see this business for Elite Gym Maintenance? Is that where you see this going? Is that something you want to broaden?
I would like to have like a couple of engineers on, like really having, funny enough, like 2 of the gyms I was at last week, both owners was like, you know, do you have anyone covering up here? And, you know, I think the one guy, he does something on the side and he's like, he doesn't really enjoy what he's doing. And he's like, you're willing to train me up and I can cover kind of the north for you. So, you know, and then I had another one, which is towards Midlands. He was as well, you know, saying that, you know, he could do something like this on the side. And I was thinking the other day, like, who would be my perfect type of candidate that I would like to have on in the business? And my missus said something and she was like, you know what, you probably should look at, like, you know, CrossFit coaches or something like that, because a lot of times they don't have full hours. Like some might do like part hours and then they got gaps in between and stuff. So she's like, that could be someone you can look into. Like the mechanical side of it is, like having like some sort of mechanic, but I can teach that. It's like, it doesn't happen. So you have to be like, you know, so it's something I can teach, but I'm in a position to kind of, I need to get someone on, because it's just some days, because if I'm out doing work, none of my admin's getting done. Like, it's just, you know, I got to do that when I get home. So,
yeah. That's, and okay, question for you then. Do you see a world where, I know you parked the idea of the affiliate ownership a while ago, a couple of years ago. Do you see a world where, you do that, like, in the future? Is affiliate ownership?
In all honesty, like, I know it's quite like selfish to say, but if something comes across my path tomorrow and say, like, do you want to start an affiliate? I would in a heartbeat. I would in a heartbeat open an affiliate. Like, I've always keep saying to my partner, like, I really do want my own affiliate one day. Not that I'm saying this business is a means to an end. I think they can coexist. She keeps telling me, like, you should have a unit where you can kind of have your affiliate and your offices in the same place. So I do think they can coexist, but I would love to have an affiliate.
There's a chart. There's a badge of honor that you get from saying that you're a CrossFit affiliate owner.
Yeah.
And you don't know what that feels like until you've had it. And then you don't know what it's like when you don't have it.
Yeah.
Until you don't have it.
I can imagine that, yeah.
Every part of me want, like, the thing is, it's fucking hard graft. It's minimal payback in terms of, like, money, in terms of, like, and this is going to sound a victim, but the appreciation that you get back, and I'm not an affiliate owner, so I'm talking from other people's perspectives. You don't get direct thank yous and feedbacks. You get your validation from the results that you get from your members.
Yeah.
And once you understand that, affiliation is an incredible self-satisfying thing. You every time you see John walk in, or Mary walk in, or Susan walk in, or Sean walk in, or Mohammed walk in, or whoever, and they get their first pull up, they go out and they get a new job because of the confidence they've got. They go, their blood's done, and they've been told by the doctor they're 10 years younger than they were a year ago. You see families connecting, you see people meeting, you see the Christmas party, you just sit back in the corner and you watch it all unfold. You know, you stand back and you walk into the gym and you've got a full-time coach coaching a group of people that you've brought together because that's how you get your validation and your thanks as an affiliate owner. And once you understand that principle, it's tough because we come from places normally in the corporate world, or you know, in other business service providers. If you go for a meal, after the meal's done, there's a thank you, there's a tip, there's a payment, there's an instant thank you for that kind of thing. But with an affiliate owner, and you're not always going to be there for it.
No.
So there's a sense of responsibility, but also delayed
Gratification.
You know, like when you were young.
Yeah.
Did you have? Were you lucky enough to have grandparents around growing up?
Yeah. I had grandparents growing up. Yeah.
So I didn't realize it at the time, but like at family gatherings, or when I used to go around my grandparents' house, or at weddings, or even at funerals and that kind of thing, family gatherings, my granddad would always be sat in the corner, quiet, with a little smirk on his face, just watching.
Yeah.
And I was like, is he all right? Like, and my dad would be like, yeah, he's fine. And now I get it. He sat back as the patriarch of all of this shit that's going on. And he's just sat back going, look at what I've done. This is, I've had a hand in this, and this is my creation. And as an affiliate owner, you're sort of the granddad in the situation. You're sat right back, you're part of the walls, and you get to watch everything unfold that you've kind of created. And there's this real...
I think it's a very selfless thing being an affiliate owner, like, you know, because like you said, you don't get that initial gratification, like, but you don't.
No.
Like, and now you're saying that, like, I think now, like, obviously the last time I went home last year, obviously I got kids and my brother's got kids. So, and I now kind of, when you just mentioned about your granddad, my dad now does that because he's a granddad. So he just sits in the corner and he just like, you know, you could just like, he's just happy to be there. He's just not really, he's just happy to be around everyone. And like you said, he's kind of like, you know, they kind of, that's when you kind of sit back and kind of enjoy what you've built. But yeah, it is an amazing thing having an affiliate, like, you know, and I was always dying that bridge. Like, it just, there's nothing else out there like CrossFit. There isn't.
No. And you must see that when you're going to the almost faceless gyms around the UK. And that's not to say they're bad. It's not to cast dispersions on them. It's to say that what we have is extra special. What we have is people, we have characters, we have faces, we have individuals, we have communities that people can attach themselves to. Whereas the other gyms don't necessarily have that. And you must see that when you're going around the country and visiting these different styles of gyms.
What always amazed me is like, even the gym I was going to buy, like, but all the gyms I go to, like, the owners, which is, I don't know how, but they know everyone by name. Like, you know, if the owners, they're like, oh, this and this, and you can hear them speaking to people. They're like, you know, Jack and, you know, Jill and John over there. Like, they just know everyone by name. And I was like, you know, you could have like 100+ members. They would know everyone's name. You know, I think that's the uniqueness of it. Like, you don't see that anywhere. Not like you say, like, not, you know, cast anything over all the other gyms, but it's just, it's so personal in a CrossFit affiliate that it's, there's nothing else out there like it.
And then when you go to events, because obviously you do events as well, don't you?
Yeah, I've done Battle Cancer.
Yeah. Cool.
Which is quite cool. Which is quite a cool event to do. Like, really nice team of people I worked with as well. So in that sort of sense, like, but yeah.
And when you go to events, and you know, I might, like, we went to Rogue, and I brought my family with me, and my wife was walking around with me. And my wife's been doing CrossFit as long as I have, so she, you know, she knows people, but she's not as connected to other gym owners, affiliates, coaches. She's not in this world online and all that kind of stuff. And we'd be walking around Rogue, and it would be, oh, hi, mate. Hello. And it's like, I know their names, and I know what gym they're from, and all that kind of thing. I don't know them intimately or really well, but I know of them, and I'll say hello. And there's this bond that goes with, like, just because they're CrossFitters. That's all it is. It's because they're CrossFitters. I know who they are. And I don't think you really get that anywhere else. Like, I don't really feel like you get that, other than like people that go to church. Like, the CrossFit is basically the modern, like in Britain especially, it's the modern church.
Pretty much, yeah. I would say there's that. And like, when you said that, like, I remember a while back, and I think Sevan says it all the time, and he's like, back in the day, you would kind of spot people by the shoes they're wearing. Like, if they're wearing Nanos, you're like, oh, he's a CrossFitter. You know, it's like that sort of thing. And like, even now you can see it. Like, well, these days everyone wears Rads, you know, because like, Rads is kind of keeping the whole ecosystem afloat. Obviously, you got the Nano 2s, and, you know, I think I got like loads of them as well, and it's the best shoe ever made. Like you don't even, why fix what's not broken?
Exactly. Yeah, I love the two. I've
Oh,
actually
there's
got another
such
few pairs downstairs. I went on Reebok a little. I've on the Reebok website. I still like assigned to it or whatever it is. Notifications are on for Reebok, and my notification is for Nano 2.0. And I got a notification about a month ago, and it was they've brought out 2 different leatherways, so colorways of leather. So they've got black leather and brown leather, and I instantly bought them, like the black leathers. And then it's got to the point. My wife doesn't listen to this, so it's fine. But it's got to the point where I'll get like a Royal Mail email to say your delivery from Reebok is going to be arriving 10 till 12. And I make sure that I'm home so that I get the package from the postman, not my wife. So that I know that, because this massive Reebok box turns up. So she knows every time that I've got another pair of Nano 2s. But yeah, it's getting a little bit silly
must though, in the end of the day. Like,
hell yeah. So when's your have you got any events planned? Other than obviously I'll see you in Coaches Congress in Twickenham in October. Have you got any kind of events or anything like that?
No, I think the next like not as something like in the line of Coaches Congress. I know I got work for Battle Cancer again.
Cool.
They got like a massive fleet of equipment that needs doing.
When's that?
They run all year round though. I think the next one might be like, I don't know when they are. But they got them like they're running in all major cities. I think they do. So they do like London, Glasgow, or I think Glasgow, and then I know they run all over the world.
Yeah, I went to one years ago at the Excel. I think it was the Excel in London.
Yeah, I think that's where they run it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I went. There was someone. Would it have been Craig Ritchie or someone had a team there? I was there that year, whatever the year that had been. But amazing event, amazing, obviously reason and something we can relate to. But God, I know I'm keeping you. I know I asked for an hour.
No, but obviously, like it's like crack on. Like I'm not like I'm literally sat outside my next job anyway, so I just got to get out and kind of like get going.
Okay, every hour costs. Every hour's valuable, and I've learned that over time, especially now having 3 kids now. It's become a lot more obvious to me that I have to make sure that I charge for my time. When it's work related, obviously, it's really important to make sure. And there's obviously a line. Like if I'm meeting up with a client to talk over a coffee in Starbucks about what we want to do this year, like I'm not going to charge for my time because we're having a coffee, we're having a chat, we're setting goals. But when it's coming to programming, when it's coming to actual coaching, event, attendance and that kind of thing, you need to make sure that you are, and as a service user, like if you were to come to my gym and service 3 rowers, I would want to pay you for your time because that's how you earn your money. But if
no, please go on.
That's come with time. In our, it's a quite a strong observation that I was informed that I needed to brush up on myself personally last year about at an event, because this is one of the things that CrossFit owners and affiliate owners need to get better at. It's understanding that you are a commercial business. You do need to make money. And you shouldn't be ashamed of that. You should raise your prices because you deserve it. You should pay your coaches well because they deserve it. You should invest in the equipment and servicing, like, and service providers like yourself. You should have Christmas parties. You should offer other revenues of avenues of revenue for your coaches to expand. And Jamie at Method is a fucking incredible demonstration of that. And he's on with Savon in a couple of hours' time. But if anyone out there wants to know, especially in Britain, because it's you can relate to it a little bit more because of the taxation and business costs and that kind of thing, and environment and communities. If you want to know how to run your CrossFit gym and how to expand it and how to make a better affiliate, watch that show. That guy is insanely on it. And the Open coming up, there's no better in gym in terms of the archetypal CrossFit gym for expansion and for business, the business community line that he treads. No one does it better. Like he's an incredible person. For now, question for you then, because I know he's working with Pedro quite a lot at the moment, which is great.
Yeah.
So you were in contact with Pedro a little while ago, and he did a bit of work for you for your socials.
Yes. Yeah, he
with
did.
media launch. Obviously, without going into too much detail and blah 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 blah. How much do you value that service that obviously Pedro and Matt have put together for gyms and for service providers like yourselves and brands? Like, where do you see that value for yourself?
I think the value is like it's invaluable. Like, you know, for what they've done for me, and it was so easy. Like, you know, I just send him all the content, and he kind of just created something. Like, I didn't really put any parameters on it. I just said to him, "Is I need." I think because I spoke to you about it because he does the stuff for Taylor from Sentinel. And I think I just like the type of flair he's got onto his videos and what they do. And I said, I just want something for my business. Something I could put on socials or just to push out as an ad. And I think that, like, and I think Sevan says it, Suso said it, like, I think CrossFit's always been, it should be a media company. Like, we want to spread the message that way. And I think that's why my business is done, not blowing my own trumpet, but it's done so well. I've just been really on my socials, and I'm constantly on my socials. And I think, like, if you're not on social media and you're not putting media out, like, people forget about you. Like, you literally disappear into the ether. You got to stay on top of it all the time. And I think it's a great service that they provide for gyms to do stuff like that. I think I've obviously sponsored a little bit of money for the open thing they're doing as well with the Tri Nations. And then I think I said to Pedro, 50% off a service they're giving away or something like that. So for me, it's like, I just want to be part of the ecosystem, really. I just want to be part of the whole CrossFit thing. And if this is my way, how I can contribute, this is the way I do it. And it was very, like, I think I mentioned that to you before, like, it's listening to, like, sometimes I listen to, like, when Sevan has Greg on, and it's so amazing to me that he's created this, and all he's really done is created job opportunities. Like, how crazy is that? Like, this whole thing is one big job opportunity for whoever wants it. You can create a job for yourself.
So this pamphlet, this guide has created fucking tens of thousands of jobs and incomes.
Which is insane.
It's nuts, isn't it? It's mad. Out of a guide to how to live longer. Has now reached every corner of Earth within every sector. Food companies, service providers like yourselves that maintain equipment, coaching, apparel companies, community leaders, coaches. Like, you think of the number of, like, drinks, fucking Fit Aid, Nocco, like the list is, and you think of the industries, the revenue, the incremental growth in the fitness industry and way outside of the fitness industry has all come from this one book, this one thing that one guy just piled together.
It's insane. Like, you know, media companies, like, people doing media, and like it's all because of this one thing, and it's absolutely phenomenal.
And for me, we have a baton, basically. Every time that, like, one of us sets up a business, or one of us has an income, or one of us has an employment opportunity, or one of us has a link up because of CrossFit, we have this baton of responsibility to pass it on to the next person for them to start earning and to find a way to make this thing serve them and to leverage this name in CrossFit of what we can and to make the world a better place. Obviously, if a sugar company came along and said, I want some, it'd probably go against our ethics and our values. But there's so much, we're nowhere near we're nowhere near capacity in terms of who can be involved in this thing. Like, it's incredible. And again, people like Pedro that are doing media now. He's created this media thing with Matt and the new channel, the CFU network. You've got that branching out of Savon's channel, and then you've got all the other, like Sentinel coming out, and then you've got JR, and then you've got everyone else coming out. That's one channel of that.
Yeah.
Just one. And you think of it, yeah.
Like it's really cool, and the cool thing about it is the opportunities are there, but it's not going to be spoon fed to you. It's there if you want it. You're going to have to be a hard worker to obviously earn something from it. And I think that obviously just it kind of circles back to like in CrossFit affiliates, and you know, we all best hour of your day, you do hard things in the gym, and you'll always find like those people are very high performance when they go outside the gym as well. They just get after it all the time, and you know, like this whole thing is there. The work's there if you are willing to dig in and do the work.
Yeah. It's competent people working hard. And we've got a whole ecosystem of those people all gravitating towards each other. It's awesome. We're just surrounded by cool people doing cool shit.
So cool, isn't it?
Which is great. And that's why within our corner of the fitness industry, we very, 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 very rarely get anyone, and they always get flushed out, just like at the affiliate level. If you get anyone that goes against that grain, if you get anyone that doesn't quite fit in with that, they end up having to depart. You know, they don't stick around for too long because they realize that they're not the center of the world, you know, and it does help them. But I'm glad we agree on that. God, thank you for your time. You're a true gent for coming on, but also what you do, like you're filling a gap. You saw an opportunity, you took the bull by the horns. You couldn't get what you wanted when you first came out of the military, but you went after it anyway. It's still on the table, maybe at some point, but
hopefully
you're doing an incredible service. And you know, the affiliates and the other gyms obviously you're a great service to the industry, and thank you for everything that you're doing. It's keeping our gyms elite. We need that elite mindset, don't we, in everything that we do. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me on. And also, like, again, like, thank you to all the stuff you guys do and all the media and stuff you guys put out. Like, to be honest, like, that's probably the only thing I watch when I drive around. Like, the amount of content I consume from like, you know, your channel, Sevon's channel, you know, Coffee Pods and what's it's just, I think it's just amazing to see, to be honest. Awesome. I don't think I've ever would have thought a year and a half ago I would have ever spoken to you or be involved in anything this far in, but it's been a pretty cool journey.
You never know where hard work will get you.
No, you don't, do you?
No. But right, Garrett, well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jake. Yeah, awesome,
my pleasure. Guys, thank you much for watching, whether you're watching it live or recorded. Thank you so much. And we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.
See you soon.